Hey, Fox here. Today, our review of Steve Young's legend quarterback, his 90 overall unkempt quarterback, plain Janes. You can sell him right back to the market. But there he is, 81 speed, which is plenty enough for a scrambling quarterback early in the game. A lot of linebackers will be right around that too, so you'll be matched up by a spy with them. But like many linemen won't be able to spy you, but so that's good enough. Otherwise, the throw power at 85, short, mid, deep, 88, 87, 87. So decent stats across the board for throwing the ball, running the ball, so on and so forth. You got also the 87 throw under pressure, the 80 break sack, the 88 throw on the run. So basically, what this card is a lot of 80s, and it's pretty, I guess, normal for Steve, although he was more of like an early 90s, when he was winning the Super Bowl in 94. But regardless, let's not go through a real-life history pattern here. So, did I like Steve Young? I guess the greatest question you can ever ask yourself. Absolutely. I think this was an amazing early game quarterback. Like a lot of quarterbacks we play with right now are suffering so badly. It's not just from ligma that they're suffering from, but it is also from inaccuracy and sailed passes. A lot of people had trouble with Mike Vick, even full Mike Vick. I ended up powering up Mike Vick to get the Steelers theme team chem going. So my Mike Vick was great. I think he hit like a threshold in the mid 80s, and Steve Young hits it too. I think the 87 throw medium's above it, because if you guys remember from the Rodgers review, I complained about him missing passes. I didn't have the complaint with Young here. The Rodgers happened like once a game. Young, I maybe it happened a couple times overall, but overall I really liked Young. I think he's like, if you can work up to this card, and quarterback is the most important position on offense in my opinion. I think A was actually open there for a touchdown more than that crosser. But it's the most important position in Mutt right now and in real life forever. Because I think Mutt right now is a passing game, so you want a passer that's accurate, want a little bit of mobility on him. And the 85 throw power I feel is like just enough right now, because the zones aren't exactly like tight at the moment. Like last year, 85 throw power, I'd be like, okay, you'll be dead against 91 zone. Although early in the game, 91 zone wasn't on too many cards, and those cards are going for like a million plus, so you didn't see him too often. I guess at high-end weekend league wins and high-end ladder stuff, you saw him a little bit more. But anyways, 85 throw power, plenty enough right now. I think it will get outclassed pretty soon, so you don't want to be hanging on to this card, I don't know, past maybe November, December. You could probably want to move on to something a little higher than that throw power by then. But for the next couple months, I can see this Steve Young dominating and being great. I've heard from other people, they've had similar experiences with Young, so it's not like a mixed opinion. Like, I loved my Vic, but a lot of people hated him because of his sailing the passes, especially like in Mutt and salary cap are two different modes, and we learned from Master Gamer that in salary cap, all Madden, the thresholds for quarterbacks he said are lower, so it's a lot easier to hit the thresholds in all Madden than all Pro. So it really depends on what mode you're playing, whether the stats that you look at are needed more or not. Like, whereas he said like the 89 Vic in salary cap is perfectly fine, but we watched him play a Mutt game together, and that 89 Vic was absolutely costing him downs and possessions with his inaccuracies. You don't really see that here from Young, and this is Mutt, not to get too far off of Young's review, but obviously the 56 carrying, another stat I kind of want to point out, it's very important. Quarterbacks can't take a hit. There is one way a quarterback can take a hit. The one way a quarterback can take a hit is if he's already got the ball released. Second way is if you're hitting right bumper. So if you're holding right bumper, it's the same thing as 18, where you can hit stick a quarterback holding right bumper and they'll hang on to it. I'm not sure if it's 100%, but the competitive guys are doing it. And if the competitive guys are doing just the right bumper and they're confident that's all you need, you don't need to slide at all, just keep doing it yourself and you'll be golden. So basically, Steve Young, he doesn't even need to go down, just trying to run and hold right bumper. The trucking 60, loosening to 73, so he's not going to really break any tackles. He's not going to do that for you very well. The juke move at 80, I wouldn't expect, I don't think you guys should be throwing juke moves and spin moves with quarterbacks out there, especially Steve Young. Don't even try it with him. Just basically use his legs to pick up a couple extra yards there after the first down. Like 81 speed, yeah, like I talked about at the top of this thing, perfectly fine. They got to put out a spy for you to stop. Like the 4-man pass rush, there's a ways to find holes in it. Like right here, I could just scramble up the middle. Instead, I decided to bomb a cover 2 with Randy Moss, perfectly in stride. Strike there on Mr. Young. But otherwise, like, have I noticed the break sack stat? Not a whole lot. I guess I don't take a ton of hits with my quarterbacks without going down in the sack. But maybe as I go through the year, I'll notice the more he likes. I noticed like Cam Newton and Roethlisberger broke a few sacks against me at least. I haven't used Cam Newton. I haven't used Roethlisberger much in head-to-head. Nice little strike, nice little read. Although he was wide open, a lot of people can do that. Nice little run, Gronk. The throw under pressure, I actually did notice that a little bit. He didn't have too many issues throwing under pressure there with the 87 stat at that point. And zinger. So like look at that. He's able to zing it in the end zone, hang on for it for a touchdown. So Overall, like, I think that Steve Young, I think if you can prioritize in a player or a position, it's got to be quarterback. It's got to be this card. I would get him over Vic because while I've had an amazing time using Vic, people don't have the same experience as me, and I think that's because I have the power of Vic. I have it with the Steelers passing and stuff. So I would go out and get this Young as you're like, I think he's the number 1 quarterback in the game right now. Going for about 245 on the market, which, you know, as a legend card, it's not too bad. It's kind of expensive, of course. So we got to lower his price a little bit for being that expensive, or his overall rating for that being that expensive. So out of 10, I'm going to give him a 9.1. Just because he wasn't like an explosive quarterback, but I did really like him, and I think it's still kind of early. So quarterback play is a little weak. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.